I want to start this video off by saying I'm not political at all, and I don't want this video or channel to have anything to do with politics. But this story is so crazy that when I heard about it, I just had to make a video. I'm not well educated at all when it comes to politics, so I won't be giving any opinions or speaking on anything political at all, but I do think it's important to get this story out there.
I'm with KSAT. We've been trying to get a hold of you multiple
It's Veterans Day. It's Veterans Day. I hope you're talking about veteran stuff. Are you talking about veteran stuff?
A Texas congressman's personal behavior allegedly led to the suicide of one of his staffers. Lies, deceit, and betrayal. This story has it all. So, without further ado, I bring you the story of State Representative Tony Gonzalez.
If you're not, you should be talking about it. It's a beautiful Veterans Day here in San Antonio.
Trying to reach out
please,
to you multiple times to ask multiple media outlets have reported that you had an affair with Santos Aviles. Is there any response you have to that?
We're here at Fort Sam. We're here at Fort Sam Unit at the ceremony. Please have some respect. Thank you.
I understand, but veterans fought for my right to ask you questions.
Hey, how are you doing?
I couldn't find too much about Tony's really early life, but here's what I could find. Tony Gonzalez was born on October 10th, 1980, and was raised around San Antonio, Devine, and Campwood, Texas. He got a few degrees from different universities, including a Bachelor of Science and an Associate of Arts. He served in the Navy from 1999 to 2019 and deployed to Afghanistan and Iraq. He was also stationed in Florida and Texas. Hearing all this, you'd think Tony was a stand-up guy, but when you hear the allegations, it will definitely make you wonder. I'm not going to talk too much more about Tony's personal life. I'll only bring things up if they're relevant to the story. That being said, let's get into the allegations. Here is the full timeline for what allegedly happened. In spring to summer of 2024, it was alleged one of Tony Gonzalez's staffers admitted to her husband that she had a sexual affair with Tony. I think it's important to point out now the staffer and her husband have been estranged leading up to this incident, and the husband claims it's because of the affair. For context, Tony was also married with 6 children. In April to May of 2025, text messages from the staffer to a friend regarding the affair resurfaced in the media. Finally, on September 13th, 2025, the staffer exited her home, doused herself with gasoline, and lit herself on fire. She died in the hospital on September 14th, and her death was ruled as a self-immolation. In the months following, Tony stayed relatively silent besides giving brief condolences publicly. From February 17th to 18th, outlets began reporting on the alleged text message admitting the affair. After this coverage was spread widely, CBS News and the Texas Tribune both reported on the alleged situation, and it was confirmed a congressional ethics review was being conducted. A congressional ethics review is when the Office of Congressional Conduct, or OCC, investigates an individual. Gonzalez's response to the allegations were interesting. He didn't deny the relationship directly and framed all the media coverage as politically motivated. Tony then shifted the focus to his re-election campaign and refused to answer any factual questions. Since then, the staffer's husband has actually spoken out and taken the story down an even darker turn. The husband alleges that beyond cheating on his wife and betraying his family, Tony used his position of political power to manipulate his staffer. What's even more insane is Gonzalez retorted, claiming that the husband blackmailed him and targeted him throughout the election process. That's about all the info we have up until this point. Tony has not explicitly denied there was an affair. He keeps reiterating claims of blackmail and extortion and holds fast that the allegations are, quote, false and misleading. The investigation is currently progressing while calls for Tony's resignation surely ring loud in his ears. Okay, so I literally only heard about this because I like to watch Brandon Herrera shoot guns. That's it. I haven't even watched his political content before making this video. That being said, Tony, you got some splaining to do, bud, and it seems like you just haven't been doing it. In my opinion, the silence is indicative of the fact that there was an affair. What I'm really interested in is if it was coincidental that the suicide took place after the text messages were exposed. Was this really somewhat Tony's doing? I mean, you obviously can't blame him completely for her making the decision to unalive herself, but it's fucked up nonetheless what he did. He's married and a father of 6 who is running to represent a state. Even though his prior election numbers showed vulnerabilities, this scandal has still greatly affected his campaign. His chances of winning are reportedly now less than 45%. Beyond that, if this is true, man, what a piece of shit. Not only destroying one family, but 2 families for his own selfish pleasure. Not only would he be ruining his family, but his political career as well, which we can see. Anyway, I'd love to hear your guys' opinion on this situation in the comments, so don't forget to drop them. If these allegations are true, which they still are allegations at this point, I think it's important to keep in mind the fact that Tony is is showing absolutely zero remorse even for the girl's death. He even blamed Brandon Herrera himself for airing this story. Like, dude, you made the decision to destroy your family. Of course your opponent is going to use that. Are you kidding me? That's about all I have for you guys today. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, you can check out more of my content on this channel, and I'm also live over at SCV Live playing Tarkov almost every night. As always, I appreciate your guys' time, and peace.